sloppy bread from '87. This is number 3 of the 5 secret cornbreads of Nebraska. I'm actually scared to bake them like an incantation. Wake up in the middle of the night facing in the direction of Omaha. This is also one recipe, meaning we start with 3 empty 2 ounces of by the power of the Midwest. Can you guess what the secret ingredient is? 1 15-ounce can of Sloppy Joe sauce. Like the idea. And sandwich. Gobble. It is reddening into at least 15 by 9.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
There we go. Okay. I was trying to figure out. Oh, okay. I think we're good now. I was trying to figure out why it wasn't working. I was on the wrong profile. I was like, why is nothing working? What's wrong? Figure it out. I figured it out. Happy Monday, everyone. Hello, Guts. I'm doing all right. Hope you're doing well as well. It's already getting warm. I think I need to start setting up my freaking air conditioner already. Like, as soon as the stream started, like, it wasn't shining into my room until it was about time to start streaming. And then as soon as I'm like, oh, I need to launch OBS, sun comes out. It's like, oh yeah, fuck you now. You know, good time's over. Time to get light in your eyes. Stupid sun. It's okay, you know, we'll manage. Somehow we'll manage. Or we'll die trying. I mean, honestly, 50-50. Solar power at its fullest. Yeah, but I'm not using the solar power. If I was using solar power for something, I'd at least be happy about it. It's not like I have solar panels in my apartment and I can, you know, get cheaper electricity. Can I do that? Can I install a solar panel just right against the window, like for half of the year, and take it down for the other half? That'd be so nice. If only. If only. Well, I hope you all had a lovely weekend. I have added 2 emotes, courtesy of you guys, basically. Happy and Controller are 2 new Twitch emotes. I removed two of the ones that pretty much are never used. I moved some stuff around. So now we got 2 new emotes on the Twitch side. We get more emote slots on the YouTube side to add some more, but Twitch side we got 2 more. Other than that, what else is new? Oh yeah, it's a sad new week now. I have nothing to look forward to anymore. Solo leveling is over. What do I do now? What do I look forward to now? There's nothing. There's not even a guarantee of a 3rd season. All we can do is cry. That's all we can do. So yeah. It was a nice ending and all, but damn it, it's over. So yeah. Oh, but on the bright side, I did finish. I did successfully package the game with everything working. The developer of the plugin posted a workaround. It's your fault. No one had told you to get that. You have no idea how many years I've been waiting for an anime like that, Guts. I've been waiting so many years for an anime like that. So many. And then I'm like, oh yeah, the anime you've been wanting like for years? Yeah, here you go. Like over years, like over half a decade, if not a good decade. Like I guess I just look up like anime with badass protagonists, and I pretty much have watched them all, or they're ones that I just don't care about. And so it has everything that I want. Badass protagonists. It's the main thing I care more about. That's kind of hard to like put into words into a search. Is I don't care about a badass protagonist that's like all about happiness and, friendship, and that's our power. I don't want any of that bullshit. I want just a true badass protagonist. That's why I love Hellsing. Hellsing is amazing. Love that show. One of the few manga I was actually reading. Like, for a long time, I was reading the manga. I got caught up to it at one point, and then I never picked it up again. But that's a different story. So, yeah. I don't give a shit about that. Couldn't care less. Badass protagonist. I love summoners, specifically necromancers. In any game I can play a necromancer, I will play a necromancer. So it just has all the checkboxes that I care about. And yeah, that's really it. So it had everything. For me. It's not for everyone, but for me it had like everything I've been waiting for years for. So it's like, yes. Did not focus, like, I know in the first season, apparently some people were complaining that they didn't focus enough about on the side characters and developing their story. I was like, no, that's why I liked it. I liked it because it focused on the one character I cared about. I don't care about everyone else. PoE2 Ascension for Witch is a pretty nice necromancer or something like that. I still haven't played PoE 2. Yep, still haven't done it. I'm making my way through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth though. So, that's been fun. It's been nice nostalgia. Final Fantasy VII is the first big game I ever played, I think. And it's I've played it, the original, many times. It's one of my few 10 out of 10 games. The original Final Fantasy VII. Rebirth does a good job of doing the same story, right? But in a different style, basically. But it has I was wondering about the mini games and all that. It has them all in. Of course, not to the same. It's not the same, I will say, right? Because when I was a kid, I remember, because there was no internet at the time, not really wanting to just look things up super easily, figuring out how to breed chocobos to get the different chocobos, that was one of my fond memories. You can just breed chocobos, get different types, and you can race them. And the gold saucer, all that was fun. A lot of that, of course, is simplified, but it tickles that nostalgia. Ick. Is it ick? Whatever it's called. So that's good. Yeah. So all good there. Other than that, I've been trying to think of a way to do basically painting in Unreal, painting points, how you can do the foliage tool. You can basically have a brush, right? Increase and decrease, and wherever you draw, you paint on the foliage. And you can set how far do you, what is the density of that foliage. You can specify it'll place them farther or closer. You can make a big brush, small brush, and I want to recreate that functionality, but I haven't figured out. I want that functionality for something else, but I haven't figured out how the hell you do that. And at the very least, I'd love to figure out how do you have a density thing. What the hell do I do to have a density of points? Yeah, it is not simple, that's for sure. That's why I haven't, it's because one of the things where the people were asking suggestions, right, or something was to Yeah, like you have a bunch of vector, like a vector array of points or locations, and then you want to exclude or spawn or whatever with those vectors, basically. But I'm just trying to figure out how do you get a bunch of locations. Well, what if you could do it through like the foliage tool or something like that, right? Like something similar, we can let you draw in the world, and then you have all those points, and now what do you do with it? Yeah, problem is, not very simple to figure out how the hell to do that. Like, I have some ideas. But not really. I have some ideas, but it'd be tough. So if I can figure that out, it would allow me to create a really cool PCG tool. So, yeah, but yeah, it's not a simple thing to figure out. Yeah. Other than that, last thing, I was looking at my analytics because I was curious. And I think I pretty much have basically the entire PCG market already. I think we're pretty much at capacity. I think that's how everyone on the internet, more or less, for like tutorials. So yeah, I found that amusing. Well, online you can see like what is the percentage of people subscribed and not subscribed, right? And when you have a large unsubscribed, that means there's a big market, but people are just not subscribing to you. But if you have a large subscriber and a little non-subscribed, that means you're saturated in the market. The people who are like interested in the content are already subscribed to you, and there's very few people. So like so in the recent videos, it's like at 80% are already subscribed, 20% not subscribed. So that means that for that kind of content, I already have everyone. I've reached saturation, I guess you could call it. Anyway, yeah, that's all. Oh, so that was interesting. It was some interesting data. I hate the sun. The thing is, it's supposed to be raining. That's the worst part. Like, the weather says rain today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And it's sunny as hell. And then it's like, cloudy, 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 and then again rain. But at no point does it say sun. And yet here we are. Here we are. This damn sun. I don't like sunny weather. I like cloudy weather, where the clouds are covering the sun from wherever I am. And if I want, I can look out at there's parts without the clouds. I can look out. Oh, it's so pretty, and that's it. And then bring me back in the clouds. Anyway, last Friday we were creating a laser. We were about to. Because we were doing this projectile, big projectile, and we wanted to do a attack where it was a projectile, like a big laser attack. So that's the plan. Still. Oh yeah, and the other thing, right, we also ran into the issue where. Right. We also have a still data issue. Oh, okay. Issue is, if you can't tell, is this should extend past when I have this equipped, and should not when I have this. But if I swap weapons, it keeps going. But the next time is proper. And hell if I know why. If I shoot once, then it'll be proper. But basically, I have to like attack once for whatever reason for it to register. And we can't afford to have to attack once to have it register every single time. Because that is not very controllable. So we gotta do something else. So let's fix this first, because this is gonna bother me to no end. And then we can do on firing the laser. Let's think about this. So this right here sets it, and in fact, the mapping context doesn't do anything. What are these options? Ignore all press keys until release. Force immediately. What if I did that? What if I forced immediately? Would that help? Right, so it's gonna end, so this is correct, and then I swap. No. That doesn't help. The question is why? What if I did the removal after? Is that going to matter? No. No, of course not. Why would it? That doesn't matter at all. Okay. So user settings don't help. Okay. Okay. Let's try something else. We're using IA attack. We're going to instead use IA attack ranged. Set up to the same button. It's already set up because it keeps the old settings. And then here, let's see if we can set up to be the same thing. So we want whatever the max float is for this one. I have it basically connect to the same stuff. But the question is now, will it work? Probably not, knowing my luck. Right now, it goes to the end. But when I select this, oh, hold on. Wait, what? Oh, okay, I see what's going. Because it's max. Action value, I guess, is... Hold on. I think it's because... Should I do a select? Case of this. If it is true, go with this. Otherwise, we go with this. Let's see if that works. Nope. Did I do it wrong? Is actual value not just is it running or not? Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's the solution. For whatever reason. And I don't know why. That works. What's the difference? I couldn't tell you. I mean, I can tell you what the difference is, but I just don't know why the difference is that. I guess is a better way of saying it. Okay, let's clean this up then. This is a mess. It's a mess. It needs to be cleaned up. Okay. Okay, but it works. So now we have a different attack, basically, length for melee, where it goes right up to the end of this. And when we do range, I hold it, it continues on for 5 seconds instead of the whatever that length was. Excellent. Okay. So, next step. I actually need to know the answer to this. I need to know which one it is, because I don't want to do this if we're not doing melee. Which means I need to know this. I don't understand why action value returns false when I want it to be true. It's odd, but whatever. Because at this point, we don't know what we're pressing. Oh, actually, if we're at this point, we do know what we're pressing. We're using hold. But that's not the problem. The problem is we need to know if it's... which one of these is triggering. Okay. Do we just do a bool? Do we just do a bool? And just set it? let's try it. So this is going to be ranged attack. So on ongoing, this is going to set ranged attack to be actually I'm going to just detach it from here. True. Oh, there we go. Ranged attack falls here, and then I can control it. Set it through this. True. I guess I can do. Let's call it melee hold attack. And it'll be true for this and false for that. So then we can do can attack. And we also want to check all this over. If it's greater than 0.2, no, we want to check it here. It doesn't even check the 0.2, it just ends here.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Oh, ads time already? My goodness. And time. This should theoretically work. And if it does, we should no longer have the arrow when we do the ranged attack, but it will have it when we do the melee. And then we can start adding the laser beam. I think I really have some fun. Okay. I keep forgetting to add some more channel rewards, channel point stuff. I want to add predictions and rather polls to the I want to add polls to the channel point redeems. So we can ask questions if they want and get results. It would, of course, involve me needing more people, but to answer them. But so I guess there's no rush. But I think it'd be fun. Or people could just ask chat questions basically and have them respond. So let's see if I did it right. Okay, this one's working. Good. And we come here. Well, he doesn't do his animation, which is bad. Why doesn't he do his animations? Because of this. Okay, I see. So this needs to still be as it was. Yeah, this was all fine. This is all fine. Here, I want only this to be done in melee. And if it's not melee, then we can just bypass this node and continue. And then we do add gameplay tag. Yeah. That's the good stuff. Yeah, we're still fine here. Locks in. Good, good, good. From here. I'm not touching it anymore, which is a problem. What happens? What happened? It's off by default. Ongoing sets it to true. Oh wait, why is this uncancelled? Wait, what happened here? Now this should be ongoing. Cancel should go here. How did I mess that one up? Yeah, whatever. We found the problem. Okay. So now, hold doesn't do anything. What did I break? What did I break and how did I break it? What did I break and how did I break it? Wait, now it's fine. Wait, what? Just add a print string and it's fine. And now it's not. Oh, and now it's not fine. Wait, why? Okay, now it's fine. Wait, did it need me to attack once with a sword? Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Don't attack. I cannot hold click. I click on it again and it gives me... If I do this with a great sword, then I come here. Oh, then I'm fine. So it tells me this action value, whatever it is, isn't working properly. So we could do it based off now this. If it's a melee hold attack, then we want the melee value. Otherwise, we want the ranged value. This is looking terrible visually. Is there any way for me to clean this up? Just something like that. Okay, it's a little cleaner. It's a little cleaner. Okay. So let's see if that fixes the problem. Oh. Okay, so now we do the animation, right? The kind of throw animation that will have a start and then end. And then here, we still have the right animations here. Go here. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Looking good. Okay. So now we theoretically can fire the laser. Because this should now all be working. Oh boy. Okay, how the hell do we do that? Well, it has to happen here. The set visibility. This is gonna get a lot bigger in just a second. Oh god. Oh god. Let's just take all of this and just put it up. Keep this down here. So we need off this false. Let's see. Do we want to move this up as well? Okay, we got a bit of room to work with. We got a little bit of room to work with. Okay, just... Okay. So here we want to spawn the laser. And we also... Oh god, we need to be... So a couple of things, right? We spawn the laser. We need to attach the laser to us. And when we stop... when we stop the attack, we need to destroy the laser, right? We don't want a laser anymore. So a couple of things at a time, starting with creating the laser and attaching it. So where do I keep the current laser? Laser beam. That's where it is. Okay, let's just go ahead and duplicate it. And this is going to be a player laser. Okay. So first of all, we're changing it to this ion laser. And this has a lot of information here that I probably do not need. Attach the component damage dealer. That's fine. Attach the component player. Player ref, and then go ahead and do that. They'll give me some errors. We can swap out place out on location. Okay. Okay. Let's look through this. Let's see. I don't think I need to do any of these sets of parameters. I am getting the info somewhere though. Let's detach this. Yeah, this is the hue. We're going to detach that as well. So leave it just above here. We'll keep it default without any color changes, without nothing. I just want it to work. We spawn this, but we don't set the position because we do that later. We don't need the player reference here. That can go away. Every 0.1 second, it'll do the laser. This is the damage stuff. The damage stuff. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. Event tick. Sphere trace for objects. Ah, okay, so this is where it does a sphere trace. It was doing it to the player, wasn't it? No, the damage dealer is the actual location. Then forward vector. Huh? But this is not. This does a. Oh, this set in the length and all of that good stuff. Yeah. Now this sets us the length of the beam, which we want. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Leo, welcome in. How's it going? Doing well. Someone's a designer, something else? How so? Have you never used it? Finally got it for use of baking masks. Nice. Wait, for baking masks? You do that in Substance Painter too. I mean, it depends what you're trying to do. I never really baked masks in Designer though. You can create masks in Designer. How's the baking Designer? Because I've only ever used Painter. The results are interesting. So that interesting is not good. Otherwise, you would have used the word good or great. Oh my, bro. What? We have a rotation speed, so that is used somewhere in here. Interesting in the sense that the applications are based on your creativity. And you meant Substance Painter. Okay, Painter makes more sense for you baking stuff. I was like, I've never baked in Designer. I don't know if it can. Like, I didn't know it can, but okay. Painter makes a lot more sense. Yeah, Substance Painter is good. And for some stuff, it's great. Depending on the style of work you're doing and whatever it is that you're doing. Good. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting program. Absolutely. Why is rotation speed here but not being used? Speed and rotation speed aren't being used? Okay, I'll just remove those. I guess they're leftovers. It's making you rewire how you think of materials from an orthographic perspective? How so? How do materials change just because of orthographic? By the way, look how bright the wall is. The fact that I'm this dark because that is that bright. That is insane how bright it is in my room from the damn sun. Well, just look how dark I am as it tries to compensate for this wall. I just took a look at the camera. I was like, Jesus Christ. You know, like it'll be fine like 30 minutes or so. Or an hour. But my God. So on canceled or completed. So I want to do destroy actor just somewhere here. Let's see if this works. I hate that these are not all straight. It does bother me. Traditionally, you kept thinking of materials only being from a painted perspective in 3D models and Blender as in wrapped stuff. What's thought for flat materials is just photo scanned. Materials only from a painted perspective. Well, depends on what kind of texture you're doing. If you're doing realistic stuff, you're not painting anything. Like everything's UV wrapped anyways. You need good UVs no matter what you're doing, whether you're hand painting or not. I probably don't fully understand what you're saying. It's my guess. Oh, spawn transform. It's actor transform. Photo scan and like meld it in Mixer or something. I've never done what you're describing, or if I have, I probably don't understand what you're describing. Why is that at... Why do I not see a laser beam? Oh, what? Spawn system attached. What's the problem here? Player ref is not... I didn't plug it in, did I? Wait. Oh, player ref needs to be exposed. That's why I forgot about it. What? Refresh? It's exposed. And it's editable. Oh, exposed spawn. myself. Thought the only way to get realistic materials were from photoscan info like in Quixel. Well, no, you can do like... No, you can take photos yourself or go online or anything like that. But... yeah, to get photoreal stuff, you ideally would want to get the info processed. You can make it yourself, quote unquote. My lights turned on and they're darker than the freaking sun. Because it's 15 minutes before sunset, apparently. You could make it like your own stuff in like Substance Designer, but you're not really going to get realistic stuff there. You can get it. You know, you're trying to recreate realism versus just taking a photo of realism and working with that. So, yeah, you could do it. It's just a lot more effort to hopefully try to recreate something to take a photo of. There is no mesh. These are 2D characters. There's no mesh to attach to. What mesh? Substance Designer Baroque ceiling. Yeah, like I said, you can absolutely do it. It's just a lot harder than taking a photo of said thing. Now, if you can't take a photo of something, then yes, you would create it yourself. It's just, again, significantly more effort. Yeah, I think I've seen this one. Yeah. Hey, this is insane stuff. Yeah, absolutely. This is all Substance Designer, right? But here's the thing, like, you gotta also take into account, right? Is this is a displacement, right? Which means, like, look at all this, right? Where is it? Where was it? Let's do this. This right here. Right? You're never gonna get away from this by doing displacement. This is really, really cool. It should be a model. Right? This should be modeled, and then you get nice UVs here, and then you don't have this issue. So, as a Substance Designer, design and all of that, amazing. Top of the line. But also, you wouldn't... I mean, you could. You save on one side versus another, right? But... Hey, DB, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. So, yeah. So, again, amazing stuff. But don't think this is like, oh, yeah, now I gotta do... Like, look at this. Shut up with your notifications, right? Look at this. Like, that is terrible, right? And that happens because, right? That happens because it's a single texture with a displacement. You can't get away from that if you're using a displacement, unless you're using triplanar. But then if you're using triplanar or things of that nature, triplanar / world position, right? Then you're not doing it in Substance Designer to begin with. So, right, and it's everywhere. So for things like this, well, absolutely amazing, and I could never do myself, is not I think a practical use case. And those designs are for places where the players won't see that. This is supposed to be the ceiling. Oh, yeah. Oh, I get that. So again, if the player won't see it, you can get away with just, you know, modeling it and then using like parallax occlusion mapping or something like that. There's other ways of doing it. Is one better than another? Depends on your performance costs and things of that nature. It's amazing. Still, no matter what, right? I could never do this. Because you have to keep in mind that not only was this designed...
Ads are here.
Ads time.
Pausing for ads.
Not only was this designed in Substance Designer, as in, they didn't start with a picture of this or texture of this. It was like mathematically done. I am not good enough mathematically to like do stuff like this. Like, yeah, I'll scroll down after the ads. I don't want to check it out right now while ads are going. But yeah, like, again, super good stuff. Lots of issues because it is a displacement. Like, if it was me, I would say model this and then convert it to a normal map or a parallax occlusion mapping if you really need the depth. Now, is that more expensive than a full-on displacement? I think it's cheaper. Now, if you're using nanite displacement, is it more expensive? That's now debatable. But then if you're using nanite displacements, you now have the same problem, right? Of this, right? This, then you're back to having a displacement, which means this is back to being a problem again, right? Pros and cons, pros and cons. But this is not like a fast thing to make. Is the main. This is insanity and. I could never do. The using nanite displacement, you have a worse problem? Why? I mean, nanite displacement is great. I'm using nanite displacement in an environment right now at work. You're seeing it break right now? Depends what you're doing or how you're doing it. I'm using it at work right now in 5.4. It doesn't work for freaking landscapes and light baking, but otherwise it's working. It's working fine. It breaks on adjustment. I haven't seen it. Yeah, more of the same, like flowers and stuff. Yeah, again. Yeah. Really cool stuff. The other thing you can never do with this, right, is you can never do an overhang with this kind of design. Or it's good in 5.5? Yeah. I'm in 5.4 at work, and even 5.4, I haven't had really issues. Yeah, because it's displacement, of course, lighting affects it. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, this is all the passes. Yeah. Like, yeah, like, I could never. It's cool ball. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If it's like you could, like, this on the ceiling without displacement probably still looks amazing. Right? Even without the displacement of it, if it's just on a flat ceiling, it would probably still look great. Like, let's be honest here. But yeah, the amount of time this probably took, though, is insane. Straight up. You bought designer because of this guy? Well, now you gotta, you know, match the skills of this guy if you want to do it this way. The problem I always have with Substance Designer and Painter is it's still a repeating pattern, right? Like no matter what you do with it, it still outputs a tileable texture. And if you only have one layer of a texture that tiles, you will see the tile. That's always like my one, complaint, basically. Yeah, this guy has more. Oh, he's worked on The Last of Us. Yeah, so he's a material guy. So someone like him is someone that is very specialized, right? He does. This is what happens when you specialize. I will never match anyone that is specialized in anything, right? I will never beat someone who is specialized in materials or texture design or substance designer, substance painter. I will never be as good as a sculptor. Like anyone that is specializing in something, I will never be as good as. Just straight up. And I know that. But that's why I know that I cannot get to these levels. So what I do instead is I have generalized. I'm a generalist. A generalist will never get you this result, but they will get you 80% of the way on, all other, like every other result. So you gotta figure out, like, hey, do you want to specialize? You absolutely can. People like this are needed all the time. And yeah. Or do you want to generalize? Still, in some cases, better than some of the base Quixel stuff we have. Oh yeah, some of the base Quixel stuff is garbage. Let's be honest here. Some of the base Quixel stuff is not good. Like, there's some embarkments and like terrain pieces that they have like just no back on and like no size. It's like just from the front. So unless you use it in a very specific way, there's no way to implement it. So yeah, there's issues with it. Yeah, this guy's principal environment artist at Lightspeed LA. There you go. Yeah, a principal environment artist. Yeah, I can see why. Yeah. Yeah, vertex paint, all the good stuff. Yeah. Bring up the clip of that guy that Proc-chan talked about that generalized game dev and couldn't get through it for a job. That's not why he couldn't get through it. That's not the story I told. I said as a film person cannot get into the game industry. That was the conversation. Not that because he's a generalist, he couldn't get a job. That was not the story I told. Oh. Oh, guys, I'm a fire in my laser. Yeah, the reason he couldn't get a job was because he's been working in the film industry and he was trying to get a job in the game industry, and they're like, oh, you have no game experience. Hey, OB, welcome in. How's it going? Doing well? Dude. 100, 0. Fire the deadly. Yeah. Okay. So next thing I want to do is this. This needs to be you. Okay. The next thing is why don't... Oh, is it because the thing has a different word than length or the different... It's underscore length. Oh, it's still the same. Pin. So this should be checking for a static pawn. Don't need the spectral wall. Or this. This can do static, dynamic, and pawn. Tend to watch a ton of videos. Good luck. There was a time when I was trying to learn Substance Designer. I'm hitting myself, aren't I? Why am I hitting myself? I'm ignored. I should be starting from in front. Hey Bruno, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Have you ever tried texture graph? I have not yet. Okay. Okay, it's not in the direction that I aim. What? Oh, okay. I see. That's an easy fix. Is valid. It's valid, then destroy it. If it's not valid, then ignore it. There. Experimental plugin that will try to replace substance. It'll never replace it. It'll make some things easier because anything integrated is easier. Like BCG, right? BCG will never replace Houdini. It just won't. Houdini just does way too much and is way too advanced. Has been around for way too long to be replaced with PCG. No matter how advanced PCG gets, it'll never become a replacement for Houdini. But for the more basic stuff, absolutely. It is more convenient. You don't need to go to another program. It is much simpler to like learn because you don't have everything else. So yeah, you'll still absolutely use Substance Designer for stuff, Substance Painter for stuff, but yeah, it'll never be a true replacement. Okay, so that So what's happening is I need to be able to rotate during this. Why can I rotate during this, but not during this? I can see that it's hitting me, but we'll deal with that later. One thing at a time. I could do... I do rotate towards cursor? Little test here. Aha! I continue to rotate towards cursor, so we don't want that. Okay, let's rotate here, and then here. Oh, do I want to which is, why do I rotate towards cursor? Oh, I know why. I don't need to do this. It's because of my animation. On heavy hold, we have set rotate towards mouse. And on the attack, we do rotate towards cursor. And here we turned it off. Set rotate towards mouse. Okay, so what we need to do is on hold start. We paste it in as true, and at end, we paste it in and make it off. And theoretically, okay. So, okay, that's great. That works. Now, why the shit is he hitting himself? I have it ignore the player right there. I have it set to ignore. Why is he... How? Is he hitting something else, maybe? Maybe he's hitting something else. Maybe it's all fine. He's hitting something else. Oh, he's hitting the floor. Okay. Okay. That, you know what? That makes more sense. That makes more sense. Okay. We just need to, okay. So we need to make it smaller. Let's do like 0.7. I see this having issues. Oh, that's not the problem. I'm stupid. The problem is the trace, not the actual effect, obviously. Change the trace here to be, let's say, 50. Okay. Which for this little laser makes perfect sense. Okay. The next thing is... Oh, okay. It's getting it from the forward vector of it. Instead of, I want the forward vector of this. Of the player. Oh, yeah. Okay, why is it not hitting these? Oh, it is hitting this. Okay. It's not hitting that because that was a spectral wall. Okay. We're getting there. Oops. No. So now is the... you. So that is working, but it's not in the right spot. Okay, let's see if we can fix that. We were getting, we're offsetting it by minus 150 from the forward vector, but of itself, instead of when you want to do it based off the player forward vector, pull it off of the wall a little bit. That should be fine. Why is it... What is it hitting in the corner there? There. Let's bring this back. It's coming, like... Here. Cube 2. Patrol route. Oh, it's hitting this. That's what it's hitting. It's hitting the patrol route because it's set to world static for whatever reason. And Cube 2. Okay. I think that's pretty cool. Now, does it do damage? I think it should already do damage. Just as it is. Oh God. What happened? Yes, it does damage. Not a lot of damage. It does more printing than it does damage. Let's... Oh, okay. It's... It's missing some info. Okay, let's fix some stuff here. So first of all, we don't need this print string. That is working. Great. Damage dealer is the player. The attack damage. How much does it do the damage at? It does it every 0.1 seconds. So let's do I need to know the information from the attack. Or yes, this is special attack, so I'd love to be able to control this. Somehow outside of here. Or outside of here. Not going to be a good way of doing it, though. Okay, let's do... damage per second. That's what's going to be exposed. And we'll set it to be like 10 damage by default. And then we can just do multiply by 0.1. And then that'll go in here, which will be the 0.1. That's the time. Right. Yes. That seems fine. Like, I don't love it, but it seems fine. Up a little bit, just a tad. There is, I know there's a plugin for Unreal that kind of makes the splines more geometric. That kind of like whenever you have like a kink like this, it would be like straight, then diagonal, then straight. And I have considered getting it. There's like an art to like making nice looking curves and stuff, and I can't bring myself to get it to do the work for me. Basically, I don't know. It looks nice. You can find it real close. Yeah, there we go. I didn't find the page, but I found one. Electronic nodes. What about this? You've never seen this. Right? You could have this subway style or Manhattan style where, yes, this is the same nodes, just previewed differently. And it just becomes easier to see. Right? So these two nodes, for example, becomes just this. And so, all of a sudden, you don't have to like make it organized and clean. It kind of does it for you. The only reason I haven't done this is if, someone takes a look at the project and they're not using this, it will look like this to them. I'd rather make this look clean, personally. So it's the only reason. I don't know. Maybe it would be better. I don't know. It's $12.99. If anyone wants it, though, here, I found the link. It's $12.99 to make your notes look considerably cleaner. Yeah, it doesn't change the look of these notes. This is called darker notes, which I don't like the look of these personally. But yeah, try notes. Okay. Okay. So everything seems like it's working. Is the damage now going to be better?
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Why is it still doing one? Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. The math checks out. Damage per second should be like... I can hit once every second on my actual main character. So this should be 25 as well. On my melee, I can hit once every second, and the damage hit does 25. So this should also be 25 damage per second. It just applies it to 10 times a second. The only thing I might need to do is... I might need to do no blood. We'll tweak some values. Because otherwise, they'll just bleeding all over the place 10 times a second and spawning so many decals. Also, trying to think. I need to... Damage will be fine. Yeah, I think this is fine for now. We'll check after the ads, but I think as a base, this should be fine. So we don't care about the hold attack multiplier. We want to do turn on no blood. So now we should... So, I both like the sound and I don't like the sound. So here's something. So this is fine, I think. Okay, so first of all, I think the hold version should be more powerful, right? I think the hold version should be more powerful. So let's start with that. Versus just shooting the projectile. Because you're stuck in place while doing it. We'll double the damage on it. It's not 5x damage of the other one. So the other one does 5x damage, but it's not nearly as long range. So let's think about this. So I don't like the fact that it's doing dynamic. Let's remove dynamic. Pawn and world static. Trying to think. If I have it to be, well, if I have it too powerful, right, then just blast through everything. But so do you. But you do that anyway. But the range, the longer range versus how long you want it. Where do I control the range of this? Here. Max length. So here, let's change this value to be like, I don't know, 3,000. If you do that same emote, 88B on Twitch, it actually shows up at the bottom. Is it doing? I think that's about 3K. 3K is still very far. Let's try 2K. Yeah, see, they show up. And the same brainy would show up too. I say that because... Oh wait, you're not a Twitch... For some reason I thought you were a Twitch sub. That's why I said you could do it there. I misremembered, I'm sorry. I take it back. No. I thought you were a Twitch sub for some reason. That's why I said, yeah. That's why I said that. Okay, so this is all fine. This thing finally. Okay. So that's working. But this is like the very base of the base of the base, where it hits one mob, it has no effect on any power-ups. It doesn't know anything about anything or anyone. And it needs to. And it needs to know about power-ups. Or does it? Actually, it might. Hold on. If I do this, and then I do... damage boost. Get a few damage boosts. Oh, it totally works. Okay, it works with the power, with the damage scaling powers, but it doesn't work with things like piercing. So for piercing, we need to basically make it so it's always the max length. And I need to do a multi-trace. Not a single trace. Along the entire path. Yeah. Okay. So this sphere trace for objects I need to do as a multi-sphere trace. Okay. Let's on begin play. Let's get the player. Check has tag. I'll check if they have piercing. Print strength, just double check. Make sure we're getting the information. Piercing is close to the bottom. It's piercing. Point blank. No. I forget what piercing looks like. Oh, there's piercing right next to home. True. Okay. Okay, good. So what we can do is throw into variable, just call it piercing. And now we can do different things based off of whether we're piercing or not. If it's not piercing, we do the sphere trace for objects. And we're good. I've chosen some. Yeah, we got emotes. Yeah. And you see it right there. There's a little guy. Courtesy of Leo. So let's move this. It's a sad sun. Well, that's because I don't like the sun. Because as you saw earlier, actually, we might have come in after that. I don't know. It gets too sunny and bright in the room. It heats up the room. It's all horrible. I don't like the sun. Yeah, it's my AC can't keep up. It's just sad times. So it's a sad sun. Mostly because I'm sad, and then there's the sun. Oh no. You have the same problem bursting into flames in the sun and all? Yeah. That's horrible. I wish people did something about it already, but, you know. Everyone refuses to for some reason. So it is what it is. I hate when there's a mess like this. But it's fine, I guess. Okay, I need to... So this one needs to always do max length. So this one... It just does max length here. I don't even need this max because the max length covers that. I don't really need it to be on tick either, actually, or on here. I guess it's fine. Twitch chat is faster to the screen? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Twitch chat is has much less delay. Yeah. But Twitch chat gets lower quality and 1080p, but you have far less delay. On YouTube, you get 1440p and higher quality, but you get more delay. So, pick your poison. Twitch, you also get the emotes, or more emotes. If you have BTTV and 7TV, you get those as well, because I've added some to the channel. So, you know, it all depends on people's preferences, really. Chat usually, like on an average, chatters usually prefer Twitch, and lurkers prefer YouTube. That is typically the way it is for the majority of people. I need to... This hit explosion thing. Do I even have it? You're a bit of both is what you're saying. Yes. Let's go with that. This laser explosion, I don't know where to put it when it's doing a piercing attack. Like, I don't want it to be on every single enemy. What if I just don't have it? What if I just don't have that effect? I mean, why is he taking damage? It was unhappy after the first time. I think we keep it and we just make it smaller. And I don't spawn it at the beginning. I spawn it based off of wherever the hell I need. So I keep it here. And we'll only spawn it if we don't have piercing. Then we do this. Otherwise, we'll deal with it after. Yep. It's like a special move. I do not know what that move is that you're referring to. What game is that from? Or anime? Or something? I do not know of it. Please, enlighten me. I guess we can do this once as well. Once here. No. This will make it max length. Don't need to do that multiple times. We just set it to be max. And then here, okay. So now, assuming we hit something, which we do. This also doesn't have a check for if it hits something. So let's do a check if it hits something. Oh, why do I? Oh, I return something. Oh, I return something if it doesn't hit. No, on this one I do. Okay. So for each loop, for each thing hit, break. So we basically need to do wait a second. Oh, it's here that I'm doing the damage. It's not here. I'm doing this in the wrong place. I'm doing all of that in the wrong place. See. But we still need to only do this if we're not piercing. That doesn't change. It's like for final blow. A big hit. Interesting. I've not heard of this. So, does that mean One Punch Man always does the final blow or the big hit because he only does one hit and he finishes it? Or is it relative? Is it like the biggest of yours? Like, I can never do a big hit because I am not a boxer, but a boxer can do many big hits. Or no, or is it relative to the person? It is the final hit that ended it. I see. Well, if I wasn't a little weak, baby boy, maybe I could ever do one of those, but I am. When I was, like, middle school, I think, my mom had me take Taekwondo. I didn't like it. I don't like hitting people. I mean, I don't like getting hit either, but like, I don't like fighting. So a lot of people, like, I think like on Wednesdays at the time, we had sparring days, and I never wanted to go during those days. Like, I don't want to spar. I don't want to be hit. I don't want to hit someone. Like, I don't. Where's the joy in this? I didn't understand it. There are people that enjoy it, though. I get it. It might be a Canadian quote. Not so sure. Well, it's definitely not. I mean, it might be a Canadian quote, but it's at the very least, it's not English. Let's find out. But at least putting it into Google the way you spelled it brings up nothing. So it's definitely not English. Because we don't put accents in the middle of words in English in general. So I doubt it's English. It might be French, like French Canadian. It doesn't sound, romantic enough though. But I could be wrong. At least Google brings me nothing. And we all know Google is the law. Although, you know what? I remember when that used to be the case. Back in my day, Google was like the best. Google would do no wrong. Google stuff was always the best. What happened to Google? Like, really? Like, the search engine is garbage these days. I'm not saying like the alternatives are better, but it's still garbage compared to where it used to be. Like, that's what happens when you get complacent, I guess. It's like, but man, I miss the old Google. Like, keep in mind, I have ad blocker, and I have 3 search pages. I have 3 results on this page, because this result takes up this much room, and then people also ask, which is not what I care about, and then I have 2 more results. There's 3 results, 2 of them from the same website. There's 2 unique websites on this search for just Unreal Engine 5. Oh, Coupe de Gras. Yeah, I know Coupe de Gras. Yeah, okay. I know the way you just spelled it. the coup de gras. Yeah, I know the coup de gras. But yeah, it's definitely not English. Like, English know the expression, but yeah, it's not from English. Like, this is garbage. And by the way, if I had no ad blocker, this would be even worse. Do I have? Oh, that's interesting. For shits and giggles, I just opened Google on Edge. I don't see ads here. I don't have like an ad blocker. I have no extensions on this one, but I see no ads. Is Edge removing ads on Google? Or is this page just not have ads for somehow? Interesting. Odd. Just, I mean, I was just curious to see. Yeah, there's no ads.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Unless my ad blocker is so good, it goes to other browsers. Otherwise, there's normally you get ads here. Like at the beginning. Because Google. Huh. Now I know I could disable my ad blocker, but I can't do that. Even though I just said I can. I need to figure out, maybe one of you guys know, how do you check that like if you're adding a point to an array, how do you check if it is at least a certain distance away from all other points? Or how do you keep track of that not an array also in some way? You have a point, you're trying to add it to other points, but you need to make sure it's at least a certain distance away. How do you do that without going through every single point and doing a distance check? That is what I'm trying to figure out. How do you... Basically, I want the foliage functionality. The foliage tool functionality. Where you can set a density and it populates things on a density. I don't know how to set that up. Do I feel stupid for it? A little bit. Is it very complicated? Extremely. That doesn't make me feel any better. Oh. Oh, I did buy. Oops, I used the wrong one. I'm putting for channel. That's the one. Give the point a collision box and set that. How? Like, let's say you're doing a line trace, right? You're doing a line trace on tick. You're basically drawing with a line trace. Now, I want something to spawn every X distance, only if there is no other thing that was spawned within that distance. That's basically what I want. Right? Let's say I move my mouse within a second, 100 units. Cool. I something can spawn every 100 units, so you have one at the beginning and one at 100 units. But then I move it to the right, and I'm, within, over 100 units from one point, but I'm within 50 units of another point, so I don't want to spawn anything there. Right. Because it's within a range. Basically, like the foliage tool, right? You set a density, and then it'll spawn points if it's able to within a set range. But yeah, I don't know how to figure that out. Let me phrase it. I figured it out by trying to do like a check against the array, but doing it on tick is just, you can't drag anymore even when you don't have that many, because on tick is it's too much. So like I could do it every maybe 10 times a second or something like that, but the method I think is a problem, where I can't have it check against every point, because what if you want to have thousands of points? That also doesn't work. So effectively, I need to figure out a way of having a three-dimensional or two-dimensional grid wherever I want it, like an invisible one. And then when I draw over it, it's like it selects the points on the grid. And then within those points, it picks a random location or something. Maybe something like that. Could work. Maybe. It's problem is then if you do it on a 3D grid like that, then you're no longer using the traces info in terms of like the placement and the normals of that spot. I mean, I guess you could. You still have the location and the rotation of that spot. If you, but then you just assign to those points. No, it becomes such a mess. I just want the foliage tool. Basically, I just want the foliage tool as a tool that I can use for other things, not just foliage. That's all I want. I asked in the Unreal Source Discord, like earlier today about it. I just got ignored. I was like, okay, fair enough. No one knows. No one knows, and I get it. Look at that. Okay, he doesn't take any damage. New property, laser explosion. Laser explosion. What? What's it talking about? point to point wouldn't be hard, but populating an area with that amount of rule sets and points could be part of the machine. Why not use the foliage tool? Because I want to use the foliage tool, but spawn whatever I want, like blueprints or PCG nodes, or just get information about points. I want the functionality of it, but I wanted to do something. I wanted to spawn something else with it, or use that information of where it choose the points for whatever else. That's why. It's not that I want to or don't want to spawn foliage. I want the information that tool provides and the way it does it. Because one of the things that was suggested to me was, and a few people have asked, like, hey, they have like from C++, they have a vector arrays, and they want to use those vector arrays to either exclude areas in a PCG graph or spawn things there. Just basically use the vectors, the locations of space. So I thought of that as a good way of like, hey, here's like a use case for it, where if I get a bunch of vectors because I drew it somewhere, then cool, then I can then use it in a PCG graph or something like that. But problem is I need to, you get it. You get it. Why am I doing no damage now? Now this part's working. Oh, I don't need the string here. Wait, why is it red? What? Wait, hold on. Why is this a multi-sphere trace? Wait, well, it's already a multi-sphere trace. Oh. I just recreated the exact same thing. This was already because I was already doing a radius because it was not melee attacks. It was okay. I did a dumb. It's fine, but that doesn't explain why he takes no damage now. Why he take no damage now? What did I do to break this? So, how is it always red? Why is it never green? It's false. It is not hitting anything. How? 150? It needed to be bigger. I see. Okay. It needed to be bigger. fine. Fine. We can work with that. Is it hold on, is it scaling this? It's not, is it? Nope, not at all. This scale does absolutely nothing. Ah, but we can do the size here. Have a good one, AD. Probably have a lovely night. Get some good rest. And we'll keep trucking on over here. By trucking on, I mean probably, you know, taking that truck and just jamming it into never mind. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Do like minus 50 on this location. Okay. So now we have a smaller like impact thing. You're taking damage. Good, good. Okay. Things are now working, I think, correctly. So let's double check that the piercing is working. Piercing. There we are. So this attacks extend an additional 300 units in length when enemy is hit. For melee. And projectiles go through 3 additional enemies for ranged. So this is a very specific amount of enemies. Excuse me? What's the problem? Axel's done trying to read property laser explosion. Oh, this. Ah, because that's what. Okay, no. That's where the problem is. So I do want to do a different thing here. So previous me was right in making this a 2-part thing. So I do want to check, do something different based on piercing or not. But it's just not as different as I thought it was going to be. So basically here, I need to, instead of this, I need to do it off of basically this. I basically want this. Start and end. Go. So we do it off of the player. Now this does not introduce the limit of how many enemies can be hit. This makes it so everyone can be hit, but I don't want everyone to be hit. So this is fine. Oh. Why is it still complaining about laser explosion? Laser explosion is only used here now. If piercing is false. If piercing is false, it should have laser explosion. How does it not have laser explosion? Okay. That looked pretty good. Okay. So a couple of things. We still want to do also a trace here. Because we just don't want to trace for pawns, but we want to do everything else. So... So, effectively, we still want to do... I'm redoing the things I undid earlier, but now I understand why, and it makes sense. Makes sense. But on this one... Right, we don't want to do this. Oh yeah, we do want to do this. Yeah, we do want to do this. We just don't want to do this laser explosion. That needs to go away. And here, oh, we don't want to have this be the same. So it is literally just going to be world static. Excuse me. Okay, there we go. Okay. So this one only does world static. So that way it stops at walls, but it won't stop with enemies. That doesn't work. That fixes that. Why? Why am I hitting myself? Or what am I hitting? Okay, that's working. Yep, that's working. But when I do piercing... Oh, it's working. Now it's working. Oh, is that it hitting the wall? That's it hitting the wall, I see. Okay, okay. No errors. Good, good, good. So I think if it hits the wall, then I do want it to... Then I do want that effect. So maybe I do have this in both cases. And then but I only have it if it hits a wall. So what we can do is do it in either case. In either case, we're doing it, but just not setting the length to be max, unless it's piercing. Okay. That should help. And then if it's piercing, I wanted to do this, spawn it, and then immediately I want to turn it off if it's piercing visibility wise. Well, I guess if I always have, you know what? If I always have it, I could just have it as a component here. I don't know why I don't. I'm not going to put it there now. I mean, that'd be crazy. We're going to commit to this for now, for whatever reason. But if it's piercing, take the explosion and set visibility off. Otherwise, please continue on. And keep it on. It's always going to be on. And then if it hits something here, no, instead of this, because we always wanted to set the distance. So we can do explosion, set visibility. If we hit something, then just set it to be true. Otherwise, it'll be set to be false. And there we go. That'll do it. So if we hit a wall, it should be. This should still work. Yep, this works. Right, damage being done. But no little effect on him. I don't see the visibility working. Why? Is it because it's too small now? Why no work? Oh. Why are you there? Why are you there? Let's see. So visibility is working. Location isn't.
SR
because
here. Pausing for ads.
I still need this. I do need this. Okay. So we just gonna need to copy this over the top. To position it at the end of the trace. So it'll still go to the right locations. So what is different then between these? It's the make array and this. We could simplify this. We'll simplify this. We'll do a few select nodes based on a rule. It'll make it easier. It'll simplify things. It'll make it cleaner. You don't need two nearly identical ones. For testing and prototyping right now, has been very helpful. But in the end, we just don't need it. Also, I know I'm setting this up, but the video tomorrow is the 1st, which means the next package of the game is being released for tomorrow. Did I post it on Patreon? Or did I forget to? Hold on. I have not scheduled it for tomorrow. Oops. Okay, I gotta schedule it for tomorrow. Keep that page open. But yeah, the next package for the game is coming tomorrow. So let's simplify this. Let's do a select here. Based off of whether it's piercing. If it is piercing is true. Then it's this. Otherwise it is this. Then we need to do you. But only if piercing is true. Piercing true, we grab you. Let's clean this up a little. Something like that. And if it's not true, we continue on. Bypass it. That'll do. And I think everything else is the same. So, goodbye. Don't need the check anymore if it's piercing or not piercing here. Bye. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay. Did we break it all? Is it working? That's working. That's working. That's working. And that's working. Yeah, it's all working. Yeah. Okay. The last thing we need to do for piercing is on the card. Full screen will be easier to tell. And I scroll down to the card. Right, piercing for the ranged version, go through 1 additional enemy, 2 additional enemies, and 3 additional enemies. So we need to make it so even though it is piercing, it is not piercing through everything. So only the first up to 4 enemies still get hit. And thankfully that's relatively simple. And that is on here. Ooh, hold on, actually. Hold on. How? I don't think it's as simple as the melee one. Stunned, reset combo. Where do I do the piercing? Where do I do the piercing stuff? Execute now. Piercing. What? Piercing. Here. Yeah, here it is. When I do the trace attack. So this one, if I hit something, then it does this multi capsule trace by channel for the trace attack. So from here, we have the attack trace result on miss, on hit, on ally. This doesn't do a maximum of 3 enemies. I don't have a limit on the amount of enemies right now. I say the attack trace result. And every single one of them, I add unique. Ah. Now, this with the multi-hit count. Yeah, no, that's correct. Because if I do multiple hits, I need to do multiple hits. I have no checks on piercing. The only check I have for piercing on melee is I first need to hit. Like, if the first enemy is hit, then the attack pierces the first enemy. That's what the piercing attack is. Does that make sense? Piercing and projectile is a little bit different. Let's check what I'm doing for the piercing on the projectile. If it's not piercing, blah, blah, blah. Distractor. Otherwise, card piercing targets equals 0. False card. Okay. So I check how many piercing targets here. But doesn't this not account for the fact that it's an AoE attack? Doesn't this not account for that? Huh. I'm gonna need to rethink that power up. So the only reason why we had it do 1, 2, 3 additional for piercing, projectile goes through 1, 2, or 3 additional enemies, was because that was a way of doing tiers for piercing. For melee, it extends an additional 100, 200, 300 units. So effectively, you just hit further, like in range. So your basic attacks can become, have distance. Instead of having to charge up, it won't be as much damage still, but... If I don't have it go through, like, a certain amount of additional enemies, then what do I do? Because basically, right, if I have... I could just draw it. The thing I'm realizing right now is I designed it like a projectile is just like an arrow, but it's not. It's more like a ball, right? And so you could have an enemy, here and here, and as it travels kind of this way, right, it can clip technically this one and this one, theoretically, and so it would count for 2 pierce. Like, it pierced twice. Once through this and once through this. While if I have no piercing, then it will just hit one of them and will do damage to both because they're in the radius. So, in that regard, I need to rethink this projectile go through a certain amount of enemies. To be fair, it says projectiles. It doesn't say lasers. We could just say lasers go through them all. And just be happy with it. Because it does clearly state projectiles, which laser is not a projectile. And then we keep things as is and are happy about it. Because the actually, no, I think that's fine. That's the compromise. The laser beam, we will never be able to combine it with things like the multi-attack, where it says gain extra projectiles. But we can make a slightly different version for that. That also means that the laser beam, if you got multi-hit, would become considerably weaker with no benefit. Shit. Unless I do actually treat it like a projectile and you spawn 2 extra laser beams. I mean, that would be really cool. Okay, we're doing that because that just the thought of firing 5 laser beams like in a small arc. Okay, that sounds awesome. Yeah, we need to do that. Okay, if we're doing that, then yeah, we need to either rethink this or be okay with it for now as is. Yeah, I'll need to sleep on that. But otherwise, our piercing is working. Right, our regular is working. You gonna hit the wall. It doesn't line up exactly how I want it, but it's okay. Yay! Okay. Yeah, when we do this way, right, it doesn't line up quite at an angle. Because it's a sphere trace. I mean, I guess I can make it a line trace. Make it smaller, and then it'll lessen the problem of the angle. Right. I mean, all we need to do is just change this from 50 to like 5. And it'll fix the issue on the wall. What it will cause is a bigger issue trying to hit something. Because this is like how exactly you need to be to hit something. If I do like 30. I guess it's still fine. Yeah, 30 seems better. I guess as long as it feels like I can have. Yeah, I think it's fine. Hey Uzio, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Sphere for hit detection, line for hit effect. I mean, look, that makes too much sense. Okay, what is this sense making you're doing? God damn it, that makes sense to do. Okay. Damn it. Okay. We'll do it your way. Actually, hold on. Am I even using this for anything? Hold on a sec. Because the actual damage stuff is here. Oh, but then I'm using... Oh, I see. I'm using the laser's location to put it, which is why it's sort of... It is sort of using it for non-piercing, so yes, I guess. Okay, fine. We can still use this. We want you. No. Yes. You. Okay, someone earned hits. I'm not happy with it yet, but it's fine for now. That might not work if you hit an enemy at the edge of the sphere. You're right. No, you're right. It has to be both. It has to use the sphere trace because of that. No, you're right. Yeah. There's a world where it hits the corner of the sphere trace and misses this. And so, yeah. Well, the idea you had was good, okay? I'll still give you that. You know, you had a good idea. Now, in practice, it turned out that there's a flaw with it, but the idea was good. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Realistically speaking, this game is not about hitting a wall at a certain angle. It is not about this. So hopefully people just don't pay attention to this. I'll probably do something about it at a different point in time, but I know, actually I got a good idea. Okay. No. I can combine both of them. I can combine both of them really quickly. Check if it hits. If it didn't hit, we can just use the information we had before. Which is basically like the furthest it can go, it just does that. But if it did hit, line traced by channel. For objects. For objects, not channel. Whatever. Line traced for objects. And then if it did hit, then we do this. Starting at where we had it before. But the end is not going to be... Oh, but the end needs to be, instead of this distance, needs to be the distance here. I think. So it projects exactly to that distance, but along the same straight line. This is a mess. I'll clean it up tomorrow. Just needed to test it. And then we break it and we set it. Can I copy everything? Okay. So then we do this. Okay. Theoretically, I mean, I probably didn't. Yeah, it's your idea, but I just slightly tweaked it, basically. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not quite right. I broke things entirely. You know what? We'll fix it tomorrow. I try to do it super fast before the end of the stream, but it's fine. I'll fix it tomorrow. I got the general idea of how to do it, so it's fine. Anyway, if you get a hit, you get the location of the hit and the dot product of your line and get the point along the line and display hit there. If I hit something like in a corner, and I put the point there, then we get the same issue as before, right? Because that's why the wall had it offset, is because the sphere was hitting it on the side, and we don't want it there. We want it along the straight line. So you have the right idea with the line trace. Yeah, I just need to fix how I implemented it, but we're out of time tonight. That's fine. We do it tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining. Hope you enjoyed. Continue to make progress on the laser beams. We got a lot more power-ups that need to work with us. We need we're gonna finish piercing. There's homing will not work with it. I'm not about to somehow figure out how to make a bending laser, although I've seen games that have that and it's amazing. I just don't even know where I would even begin. Did I make the VFX? No, it was from a pack online, on the marketplace. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not that good with the FX stuff. That's on the marketplace. Yeah. A bent laser would be so cool. That's beyond me. That one's beyond me. Anyway, hope you all have a lovely rest of your night. Have a good night, everyone. Use a vertex shader. Maybe. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.